Welcome! You made it to day 10. Congratulations! Today, we're going to tap into your potential. Once you're able to release some of the stress and feel more of the joy, you can start to see the possibilities for the future. When you live in survival mode, it's hard to look further than right now. Not that you're taking care of yourself. Start to look forward. It might only be to the end of the day or tomorrow, but take a breath and look. We're going to come into our easy seat, eyes closed, hands in your lap. Just focus on your breath. In through your nose. Let it fill your lungs all the way to your belly. And let it relax, breathing out. What comes to mind when you think about tomorrow, about your future? Come on over onto your hands and knees. We're going to get started to find what this looks like for you. So arms in line, hips in line, new balancing table. So right arm extends, left leg extends. Holding a nice long line. Keeping that lower belly tucked in. Finding a spot on the floor, on your mat, or just in front of you that you can help to hold on to this balance. So we're going to stay on this side now. Last one here. So left arm comes out, right leg back, and bring it so that your elbow and your knee touch in the center. Extend, bring them into touch. Extend and touch. So you're getting a really good core workout here, getting us all warmed up. So come back to tabletop. We're going to switch over to the right side. Left leg extends, right arm extends, and crunch in the middle. Extend and meet your elbow and your knee. If this is too challenging, just stay here with your balancing table. And come back to all fours, and you're going to press back into child's pose, sinking your hips down, extending your arms out in front of you. Take a couple of breaths. Let your heart melt towards the mat. Tuck your toes and press back into dog. Pedaling it out. Keeping your knees bent if you need. And the hips pressed toward the ceiling. Walk your feet forward to a forward fold. Hands to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step back to plank, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down, tuck your toes, and press back into downward facing dog. Slide forward into a plank and lower yourself down to your mat. Keep your hands under your shoulders. The tops of your feet are pressed to the mat. You're going to arch your back, looking up towards the wall in front of you for cobra. Come back down. Inhale, open, pressing into cobra. We're just going to come back and forth here for a couple of times. And press up, keeping the shoulders down from the ears. Hips pressed into the mat. And up. Come back down. Press up. Back down. Extend your arms out behind you. And we're coming into locust. You're going to lift your legs and arms and head and chest off the mat, engaging the back body, keeping the pelvis pressed to the mat. Hold here. And relax back down to the mat. Bring your hands under your shoulders, Curl your toes. Press back into dog. Walk your feet forward into a forward fold. Hands to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step back into dog. Inhale, cobra. Toes tuck under. Press back into dog. Right leg comes up to three-legged dog. And you're going to come back into plank as your foot comes down. Press back into three-legged dog. This time as you come into plank, your right knee is coming to your right elbow. And press back into three-legged dog. Bring your knee into the center. Press back to three-legged dog. Come back to plank. Bring your knee across to touch the left elbow. And back to plank. Three-legged dog. Come back to a plank. Pressing through your arms. Right leg comes up again. Three-legged dog. The whole thing again. Right to your right elbow. Back up. Knee comes to center. And extend. Nice long lines. Knee comes to the left elbow. And extend back into three-legged dog. Bring your foot back down to dog. Walk your feet forward. Forward fold. Hands to your shins. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, scoop your arms all the way up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back. Chaturanga. Right down to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Tuck your toes. Press back into downward facing dog. Now we're going to switch sides. Three-legged dog, left foot in the air. Come back to plank. Up into three-legged dog. That left knee comes to the left elbow. Three-legged dog. This is where we're going to bring it to the center. Really tap into your strength. Three-legged dog. And over to your right elbow. Three-legged dog. And we're going to do plank. Then you're going to do those three positions again. So do it at your own pace. Three-legged dog. Elbow to knee. Sometimes we need to challenge ourselves, to remind ourselves that we can push the limits, that we can do hard things. Three-legged dog. Back to downward facing dog. Drop the knees. Widen them if you need. And press back into child's pose. Give yourself a little rest. You did amazing. It was a really hard sequence. Great job for sticking with it. Let your breath come back to normal a little bit. Come back up onto all fours. Tuck your toes back into downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward to a forward fold. Hands to your shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, scoop the arms up. Exhale, fold. Step back, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Tuck the toes and exhale the downward facing dog. Walk your feet forward. Stay in a forward fold. Slowly come up one vertebrae at a time till you're back to mountain pose. Turn so that you're facing the long edge of your mat. Take your feet wider than hip width and point your toes towards the corners of your mat. Tuck your tailbone under. You're going to sink down into a goddess pose, making sure that your knees are in line with that second toe. Shoulder blades pull down your back. You can bring your hands into prayer position at your heart. Keeping the belly tucked in. Extend your arms up overhead. You can widen them out to cactus pose. Squeezing the shoulder blades together at the back. Bring your hands back to your hip creases. Extend your legs. Point your toes forward. Keeping that core engaged, you're going to fold forward at the hip crease. Reaching your hands to the floor or to the mat. You can put a block in here if you need, so that it brings the floor up to you. Walk your hands back between your feet. As you inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, and deepen that fold. Walk your hands out in front for a halfway lift. Again, a block can help give you that lift here. And then sink back into your fold. If you come all the way to your elbows here, that's great. I am not quite that flexible. All right, so start to walk your feet in towards each other. Bend your knees and come to sitting on your mat. Bring the soles of your feet together. You're going to just let your knees drop. Gravity do the work. We don't need to press them down. You can support them with a blanket or a block if you need to. Extend up through the spine. If you need more of a stretch through your hips, you can start to fold forward as well. Take a few nice deep breaths. As you extend your feet out, you can turn so you're on the full length of your mat. Come to lying on your back. We're going to do a half pigeon. Bring your knees in. Tuck them both in. You can massage your back here. Roll them around a little. Take your right foot and cross it over your left knee. And then bring your left knee towards you. You can thread the needle. Right hand comes between that little space and holds onto the back of your thigh or the front of your shin. Take some nice deep breaths into the hip here. Bring the shoulders relaxed. Bring your left foot back to the ground. Right foot uncrosses. I'm going to switch sides. So left ankle on your right knee. Bring your knee up towards your chest. Thread your left hand through that space between your legs and grab onto the back of your thigh or the front of your shin. Allowing a nice deep stretch through your hips here. You've done so much work today. You should feel proud of what you've done, what you've been able to accomplish. That comes from challenging ourselves, pushing our limits, even just a little bit at a time. Bring your right foot back to the mat and uncross your foot. And bring your arms wide into a T and let your right knees drop to the right side. Your gaze can turn to the left for supine twist. Keep your shoulder blades pressed to the mat and allow that twist to happen through the torso. Bring your knees back to center. We're going to switch sides, so let them fall to the left as your head turns to look to the right. Give you a nice deep breath here, letting everything relax. Bring your knees back to center. Let your arms fall out to the sides. Walk your feet to the edges of your mat and let your knees rest in towards each other. You can stay here for Savasana, or you can extend your legs out to the ends of your mat, letting your feet relax. When your legs relax, they'll melt into the mat. Let your body feel supported. Relax your face and your neck. Take this time to think about what happens next. Not to decide, but to let the thoughts come to you as they please. To float in and out of your consciousness. So you just allow what's there. Recognize it. Allow it to go on. See what the universe brings to you. What it feels you have the strength for. As you go into the rest of your day and the days that come after, I hope that you keep taking care of yourself. You deserve all the good, and you can get through the hard. It might not seem like it now, but slowly things change, and you grow into who you're supposed to be. Growth only happens when we are well cared for. And stay here as long as you like. When you're ready, start to wiggle your fingers and toes. And slowly roll onto your left side, taking your time. There's no rush. Coming back to the present, coming into a sitting position. As you go today, I'm sending you all of the love and light that will help you grow and propel you forward to a healthier version of yourself, inside and out. Bring your hands to your heart. Namaste.